Your name is... Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna need a minute. Okay. You gave yourself a minute to freak out. Because of the monster. The thing with all the legs and teeth. The one you barely got away from. Minute's up, though. You take a deep breath, let the uncertainty slip away into the toothy, arm-waggling darkness, and focus on what you know. Your name is Joey Clare. You live just outside the town of Hauntswitch. You are, in no particular order, a puzzle solver, a semi-orphan, a dancer of multiple schools, an aspiring veterinarian, and a big sister. Speaking of that monster, the one that barely missed eating you alive, only you're not thinking about that right now. It might be headed back outside where your little brother is. You gotta warn him. But first, the posters. They resonate so powerfully with the very core of your being. The animals, the magic, the power. They whisper to the very core of your being. Okay, I am going to mix this a little bit better. This audio kind of sucks. I love the music, but I get the feeling I am actually getting drowned out, not just imagining it. There. That should be good. Okay. These posters, they resonate so powerfully with the very core of your being. The animals, the magic, the power. They whisper to you in your dreams. Secrets of a better world on the other side of the stars. It's the 11th of November. Today started off just like any other day, with another sunrise and the sound of songbirds going hog wild out there in the trees. But their songs have all but stopped. Now there's something else going hog wild out there. You don't know what the heck it is, but it ain't birds, and it sure as heck ain't hogs. Hello! Hi. The hint function is currently disabled. It won't do any good to try and use it, for now. You've already marked today's date as part of your daily routine. If anyone claims that you didn't exist on the date of November the 10th, 1994, you can shove that big red X right in their face and prove them wrong. Along with ballet, you also study tap dancing. You haven't decided which you prefer. Ballet is fun, but tap's also fun, in a different kind of way. You have considered blending the two, wearing one tap shoe and the other ballet shoe at the same time, but decided to fully master both and earn the respect of your teachers before unveiling your boundary-shattering ballet style to the world. You've got more pressing concerns right now than the book report you have to hand in on Monday. Besides, none of these books are appropriate choices for a book report, according to your teachers. Your teachers seem oddly fixated on award-winning books where beloved dogs are introduced and then inevitably die. You kinda hate your teachers sometimes. Mom won this award at the same age as you for being best at ballet. It's pretty. A wizard? The wizard points up to the ballet dancer, to the books, and to the ceiling. Also, I guess to the plushies, but they're definitely not going to be related to any of that. Your babysitter gave you this for your birthday. Joey, she said, this wizard's the best. He lives in this little wizardy orb, just swimming in spells and glitter. He will protect you. Look, he's doing it right now. Your babysitter loves wizards, obviously. She's pretty great. I wonder what's underneath the wizard. It's easy to make your very own cake! Or something like that. You were really excited to get this for your birthday last year, but you ran out of the baking stuff pretty quick. You could use regular sugar and flour or whatever, but it's not like you have those things just sitting around. Who does, honestly? People with moms, you guess? You're all out of the baking stuff. You're not too busted up about it, though. You're pretty tough. They should be pretty safe on the shelf. Which is the point of shelves, you suppose. You examine the ceiling in more detail, as one does. It is covered by a mural that your mom painted for you when you were very young. Later, you added the stars yourself. You were quite pleased with the results of the long-term mother-daughter collaboration. I just like looking at this. These glow-in-the-dark plastic stars provide a not unconvincing illusion of space for at least a few minutes after you turn off your lights. Your brother once said, they're not accurate. But you said, they are, they're just not from the point of view of Earth. And that shut him up pretty quick. You haven't been to Loas, you don't know. Your light fixture makes a pretty good sun when it's on. It also charges up the glow stars with store-bought and hand-painted. Both store-bought, plural, and hand-painted, singular. I don't believe it's time for the puppy surprise yet. This is a raised and cushioned platform where you spend several hours every day unconscious and hallucinating, usually while the majority of the other people on the continent are also doing the same thing. You try to remember if Clarissa ever gotten any jams like this. You have so much in common. Annoying little brother. Computer in your room. The second story bedroom. As much as you hate to admit it, Clarissa's life deviates from yours on a number of vertices. Her parents were around. She had a cool friend, who was a boy, but not her boyfriend. No monsters in the yard, etc. This is where you keep your clothes. You consider your fashion statement to be fun and comfortable, and try to model yourself on Clarissa. Clarissa. She really does explain quite a few things, except for, of course, precisely where she gets her clothes and how she manages to look so great all the time. Your babysitter got you this Junior Veterinarian's med kit. It's kind of important to you, so you think you'll leave it here for now? It would really bust you up if something happened to it. You could try on some new clothes. But what's a style montage without at least one party offering compulsory reaction shots for each outfit? Who's gonna give you an affirming head nod when you finally nail it? There are important things to consider before you carelessly plunge headlong into a style montage. One day you hope to be a veterinarian. Then you can be the one caring for fuzzy-faced baby critters. So when someone catches you in the act of snuggling them all and tells you to take a hike, you can flash your vet badge and say you're here on professional medical business. Then they'll have to take the hike. Not you. Your modem always makes a mighty racket logging you on. Probably not worth riling up any hallway sneaks to surf your sites right now. It's not like there's much new to see anyway. You're sure that Jude would have let you know if anyone in your web ring had updated their sites. You're sure? You're sure? You're sure? Beanbags are making a big comeback lately. Beats sitting on the floor. And that's all you can really ask of a beanbag, you know? Except, I could ask it to not have... This is Sir Bappy Pawswater, your beloved Manthro chap. You tend to his fussy whims and needs. When you trouble to imagine what they might be? What a daring dream. To combine the finest qualities of the animal kingdom with the nobility of humanimals. Wait, you mean humanity. Anyway, Sir Beppy Pawswater will have to tend to his own fussy whims and needs for a while. You've got a lot of crap on your plate right now. The sun is just set, making for a glorious autumn eve. As such, autumnal evening glory radiates from the heavens, kissing the clouds on its way down to earth. Pfft, stupid clouds, all untouchable and ephemeral and stuff. It'd be nice if those monsters were as weirded out by that weird skull fountain as you are. Unfortunately, that thing is probably monster chic. Poor puppy. If that icky, snaky thing hurt her, well, you'd use your budding veterinary skills to patch her up and make it all better, but you'd also be very angry. Right now, she doesn't seem to want to come out of the doghouse. You don't blame her. Remember when you were raking up those leaves? Your dog knocked Jude over, and you laughed, and then everything turned to monsters. Memories. Yikes. More of them? Ugh. Gentrification is a real monster. Blistering social commentary aside, you sincerely hope you and your brother aren't killed and eaten by these eyeless horrors. You eye the bushes suspiciously. But you don't see anything else popping out of them. Yet. Looks like Jude scurried up to his treehouse to get away from that thing. Unsurprisingly. He acts like it's his mission control room up there, as if a goofy kid legitimately has any secret business of that sort. Outrageous. Next you'll say there's a neighborhood cult that knows their names and addresses. You're not allowed up there, he says. To which you reply, you'd rather step on a rake than set foot in his rickety little nerd hut. You school him so often, you really should be pulling in a teacher's salary. I mean, she's a kid on a kid's allowance, so she already is, isn't she? Oh, right. You briefly muse on the metaphorical significance of the flashing light. What could it represent? The past? The future? America? Sam Porter Bridges? The mail? It's your stupid brother. You need to get in touch with him. Hold on. Dot 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 dot. I'll have to come back to that one, but doo-dee doo-dee doo-doo doo-dee doo-dee doo-doo. The bounty hunter's advice for dealing with monsters would probably be to shoot them? Or change your shape? Or both at once? She's cool. She's pretty difficult to emulate, though. Now, Ginger Rogers. Gosh. She's really something. The greatest tap dancer who ever clattered gracefully across the screen, probably? No. Wait. Definitely. And still kicking. Ugh. You love Block Hustle, the game of descending columns that disappear as lines are filled. But, you could only find a poster of the American box art? Shh. 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 What could possibly go wrong? That's what Bubsy would say. If he were here, he'd never stop saying. You'd hear it in your head, forever, echoing, like screams echo across still waters. What could possibly go wrong? This game is only available in Japan. But there's this kid at school who says his uncle works at a games company, and he gets to play all sorts of secret games before they even come out here. He runs off at the mouth like he has all this insider information. And sources inside the game companies. Honestly, you think he's just desperate for attention. You tend to ignore him and focus on the more pleasant things, like this super cool poster. Second mom rules. You love having two moms. Conspicuously. Anyways. A prodigious collection of titles for your console's hungry cartridge-shaped mouth. Almost like the hungry hippos next to them. All the best ones are here. They're all here. Everyone is here. All the ones you happen to own are here anyways. You could spend all day listing them. There's Bubsy, there's Mentioning Bubsy actually made you feel a little queasy. So you think you're gonna stop there? Might go lie down for a bit, actually. Hey, Joey. Could you take these commands from this video game console like your video game character, and then investigate these controllers real quick? You love your video game console. You're a computer games enthusiast at heart, but you can't help but enjoy the tactile sensation of a controller in your hands as you fight evil, and save animals, and etc. Lots of etc. Mentioning Bubsy made you feel a little queasy. That's just permanent. Yay. You just saved before fighting the final boss, which means you'll need to budget several hours to fight through its various forms and anti-forms and transformations. Look, you just got a lot on your plate right now. Lamp. Curious. Oh, that's more than enough of that. Magical Animal Companion Heal Rescue is your favorite Japanimation. It's about this girl, Shika, who goes to school sometimes and has a regular life. Boring, yeah. But whenever a magical animal has been hurt, Shika becomes Princess Shika and rides her dear companion to go heal them. That's the whole thing. It's great. No fighting, just healing. You love it. It'd be great if a game were no fighting, just healing. That'd be great. The story keeps happening. Just look at that childlike empress. She sure looks pretty pleased with herself for someone who's only going to be in the movie for about 5 minutes. Why would she even be on the poster if she's only going to be in the movie for 5 minutes? That seems like a poor use of everyone's time. Hot steppin'. You don't really perform the styles of dance that make this movie such a pulse-pounding barn burner of a smash hit. But you'd certainly like to someday. I mean, just look at her dancing with her like that. Just love dancing. Canadian Campfire Spookums is the best. You see, it's about these kids who get together in the woods every week, and one of them throws some dust in a fire, and then they tell a scary story. And that scary story is the episode! You guess you kind of focus more on the framing narrative than you did on the stories, but whatever. It's the best. Just like you said. Acorn's Shadow is surprisingly dark. For a show about a group of horse friends, it canters down some troubling psychological roads. The goal of this game is to get 4 of your colored circles in a row before your opponent, who is also trying to do the same. You can also theoretically connect 5. If, like me, you're kind of a show-offy jerk. How do you think I got a voice like this? By being humble. Ha! Digga! Oh, I love this. I unironically just love this painting. I'm sorry, we're just gonna have a little Degas appreciation moment. Moment of appreciation for Degas. And whatever this painting is called, I'm intimately familiar with it. I was raised on this painting. My mom had some weird sort of classical art mugs. So I grew up seeing this literally every day. but no idea what it's called. I can't. I doubt it has anything to do with anyone's symbolism anyways. Speaking of which, that little star that keeps going off, that's distracting. I swear. And I don't mean the one on Joey's shirt, or the one in the window, or the one on the ceiling. Yuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, you really like this poster, but you can't really say why. It's pretty. And you like the expression on the ballerina's face. You wonder if this is what it's like when adults go to museums and look at actual art. Gosh, you hope so. Appreciate. Oh, you give it a good hard stare. Yeah. You're appreciating the heck out of this art. It would be difficult, if not impossible, for anyone to appreciate it more. And that we are agreed. Now I will note. This, the one anime poster, and this, the pony poster, appear to be in a direct line of vision with the moon. Let's see if that holds up with the moonlight. The moonlight is here. On Puppy Surprise! We'll get back to you. And Manthro Chap. Same. But also, Hungry Hippos, the lamp, the TV, and one controller. Oh look, another wizard. That's nice. Oh look, a plot critical item. That's nice. Wow. Joey has as many Rubik's Cubes as I have. Fun game. That is how close I am to my nearest Rubik's Cube, at all times. Look. Oh, you really get a charge out of this game. It's kind of bossy, though. I wonder if it's bossiest when the color is green. No, that'd be a bit of a stretch, wouldn't it? Sure. Why not? After this, though, you should really go get the walkie-talkie, since you just remembered you cannibalized the batteries from the walkie to power this game. Okay, that's enough yelling. Bossy game. Starts with orange, then uses red, ignores purple, and green. Oh, it looks like the green button isn't working for reasons that aren't symbolic, nor can they be read into in any meaningful way whatsoever. In any meaningful way whatsoever. In any meaningful way whatsoever. Anyway, nostalgia is satisfied. Might as well scavenge the batteries. I have batteries now! Yay! Better put these back in the walkie-talkie so you can warn Jude. But first, batteries. So good. Not like painting. Or ballet. Or paintings of ballerinas. Or ballerinas painting. Gosh, you really get a charge out of anything that really just makes you feel like, I mean, this situation is pretty charged. Wouldn't you say? No need for batteries, bucko. This movie ran on the power of the imagination, and also on the power of ending the movie halfway through the story. There was one campfire spookum about a kid who was secretly a robot, and the other kids figured it out because he ate batteries. It was, It kind of sounds like an episode of SpongeBob. The world of Acorn's Shadow is pretty low-tech. Lot of magic, though. Can't do a quarter length without stepping right in something eldritch and befuddling, it seems like. It's really cool. Like, everything on that show runs on magic? Don't even start. See, this would have been a sensible place to keep the batteries. Or to keep extra batteries, if these were already in use. Or whatever. You usually don't have much to record in here on account of the humdrum life you lead. Out of the spotlight, in the obscurity of the shadows behind the curtains, but you thinks today will be a different story. You thinks today the curtain rises. Maybe you should take this moment to record a note now, just in case this is your last chance to set down your final words before your tragic demise at the hands of a horrible snaky thing. Or something like that. An electronic diary? The very idea. Now you've heard of quite literally everything. Nothing that will ever happen to you after this moment of astonishment, right here, right now, in which you have been floored with this absolutely bonkers idea you've given yourself. An electronic diary in this, the year of our Lord, 1994? It will perturb you in the slightest. You've crossed the event horizon of novelty now. There's no going back. We've gone from the mundanity of the puppy paw to the mystery of the witch hat. It's locked. If you wish to gain access to your long buried or recently buried secrets, you'll have to use the diary key. Since she's been gone, you've seen less and less of Pa over the years. Guess he had greener pastures to move on to. Or bluer beauties. That little girl there, she's destined for big things. Big hopes. Big fears. Big worries. Big lonelinesses. Now hold on! Pull yourself together. What would your mom say if she knew you were thinking like that? Her being so full of life. You really wish she knew. Pictures don't need batteries. Not even pictures of you and your beloved dog, Tesseract. Thank goodness. Otherwise, you'd be burning through the double A's keeping the sweet pick run around the clock. Your mom had such a classy old-world charm, it's hard to imagine her even existing in the same world as things like batteries and the crude chirping devices that run on them. Almost like she's from a world of light. not a world of technology and void. Which, I guess, she doesn't anymore, because that's where she lives now. Jeez. You felt that one like a kick in the stomach. This game is powered by that famous law. Gravity. Or wait, is it law of gravity or force of gravity in this context? Whatever. The thing that makes the checkers fall down when Jude loses. Sounds like someone else is a show-off, you jerk, too. You're probably thinking of a handheld gaming device, which this plainly is not. These cartridges already have batteries in them. Otherwise, how else could you save your game? Get real. No need. Plugged into the wall. Like most TVs. Hooking up the poster to a power source still won't let you play Second Mom. Believe you, you have tried. Bubsy really doesn't need any more energy. He's already a self-sufficient whirling dynamo of garbage and trash. There are too many kinds of batteries. Just like there are too many kinds of blocks in Block Hustle. You guess. You don't feel all that strongly about this, frankly. Not a very charged subject for you. However, an electric performance as always from the lovely Ginger Rogers. Huh. They do sort of look like little energy tanks. Are energy tanks just batteries? What? Spouting how? What? His batteries died a while ago, but you don't really want to replace them. All they made him do was vibrate for hours with no off switch. And when you tried to remove the batteries, he just vibrated so hard you couldn't even hold on to him. You just ran out of the room, and when he came back later, he'd worn himself out. It's a common childhood experience when playing with adult toys like the Manthro Chaps. This beanbag? This doesn't need batteries. It runs on beans, I guess? You don't think there's real beans in there. At least you hope not? That thing is really old. Absolutely no way, no, out of the question. That is not safe for babies. Your computer doesn't run on batteries. If it did, how would you turn it off? By taking them out? Because of course, the only way to turn off a computer is to shut it down, and then to manually turn off the power strip it's plugged into, once the screen now says, it is now safe to turn off your computer. Obviously. This is just your clothes closet. None of your clothes need batteries. It's not like you have a pair of LED lights in there or something. None of these toys are battery powered, except maybe the Snork? You're not sure because you never put the batteries in. The Snork was a rare gift from your pa. Though he was gone again by the time you found it. Sitting on the kitchen table, next to a huge shotgun for Jude. Wait. That's like he got transformed into this. a rare gift because he doesn't normally give gifts, next to a shotgun for Jude, quote-unquote, that he normally would have kept for himself, and we'll see is not really very well fitted for Jude. Oh my god. Hell yeah. Lore. Clarissa doesn't need batteries. She runs on girl power. What an icon. What a luminary. You're glad you have this poster, because it's definitely going to be worth big bucks someday when the world recognizes Clarissa for the dynamo she is. Much like your second diary is going to be worth big bucks one day when people realize what a star you are, Joey Claire. Nothing in the medkit requires batteries to operate. No electric bone saws or anything. It is, after all, a junior veterinarian's medkit. Batteries in the bed? What do you think this is? Don't Wake Daddy, the Parker Brothers board game with a battery-powered daddy who must be avoided while sneaking into the kitchen for a midnight snack? Well, you don't have an attentive father or food in the kitchen, so it's obviously not that. No batteries needed. It has a plug-in. Although, if it did require batteries, they definitely wouldn't have been included. That's just how it goes. That's just how it has always gone. This is the way. Books don't need batteries. They run on the power of the imagination, which means your imagination has to work a triple shift to make a book anywhere near as fun as something that does need batteries. No batteries required. It's not a toy. No batteries needed. Just give it a good shake, and the sparkly floaty stuff just goes swirling around. Ah, it's amazing. It's not technically magic, but you don't really care about what things technically are or aren't magic. Speaking of which... Oh my god, can my phone please stop going off for 5 seconds? The posters don't need batteries. They are perfectly capable of inducing magical animal-based wonderment all on their own whimsical steam. Okay, so this is seriously giving me some Obey Tiara Top vibes. I'm getting Tiara Top vibes from this. This is the Condes. The Condes has done this. Why would you do this? The door to your, possibly, snake monster-occupied hallway. You really need to let Jude know that that monster might be coming after him. But first, here's a very cool picture for this month, with all the best characters from your favorite Cyanet games. They don't need batteries, though, just because they're from video games. They're not actually here. It's just picture. Not every video game needs batteries. Those bad boys don't need batteries. They run on the power of fancy footwork. Specifically yours. Along with ballet, you also study tap dancing. You haven't decided which you prefer, ballet... Yeah, I did this one already. Okay, equip. You add the tap dance abilitech to your technique. Yep. Those are the words that refer to those concepts. You learned them literally just now. These'll help if there's anything you need to shake up or shake off, or if you're ever just in the mood to shake it. You don't run on batteries. You run on razzle-dazzle. No way, you don't want to startle nice animals. Especially given their obviously incredible magical powers that must be respected and obeyed. Obey. Yes, tap class is every Saturday morning. Your babysitter usually drives you, unless you know she's not feeling well. It is Saturday morning. You do a few steps from Twirlin' Merlin. You're thus far on finished showcase of wizard-themed dancing. This one's the Pyromancer's Hot Step. The Pyromancer's? Why, that implies an oven! But also a flaming star. Hey look, a star. They don't give ballet trophies for tap dancing, but if they did, you might just win one of those yourself one day. Or maybe you'll win one for your ballet. You decide to dream big. We got a couple of books on that subject, but tap dancing, the preferred hot stepping of the unpretentious working class, has largely been snubbed by the literary elite. As we all know, tap dancing is the working class dance. Talk about hot stepping! Lukewarm stepping. It's too soft to get any good acoustics for your tapping. They're a very appreciative audience, as always. Surprisingly, no one fell off the shelf this time. We had a whole choreographed routine for the Clarissa theme song. 2, in fact. 1 tap, 1 ballet. But ever since the show ended last month, it just makes you sad. I mean, you wrote meat and candy, but mixing them, that just feels like it's beyond you right now. Oh well, maybe one day. Alex Mack is pretty cool too, you suppose. Looks like you might miss tomorrow's episode, though. Whatever. The preview said it was going to be a big, dumb dance plot. Ugh, you hate those. Dance plots? Ugh. Terrible. You show your loving puppy surprise, your razzle-dazzle. She doesn't say anything, but you can tell she's pretty floored. Puppy surprise doesn't run on batteries. That would frankly be a little unsettling. You guess, one day you'll have to choose. Do you follow through on the ambition that you wish to graft onto your life, whether or not it was something that you were quote-unquote destined to do? Or do you fall back on that which is easy, but not necessarily challenging or compelling? Or do you fuse them both? Transcend genres entirely? You guess one day you will have to choose. Maybe. Make me. Which dream to follow? Do you want to be a veterinarian who also dances a lot? Or a world-class dancer who volunteers as an animal at an animal clinic in her spare time? You can't have it both ways. You're either going to have it one way and then the other, or the other way and then the first. Jeez. Think things through. God. When you're not actively or imminently hot stepping, your tap shoes are hanging up by the door. You know this, because that's where you got them from, like a little while ago. And also because this is your own personal habit, and you know things about yourself. You still need to warn your brother about that monster. A walkie-talkie might be useful for that, as long as you don't stomp it to pieces first. Oh yeah! That's what these are for. Might be easier to put them in if you picked up the walkie-talkie first, though. Your walkie-talkie. Half of a set. Your brother has the other one. Could come in handy. Puppy Surprise is having puppies! How many? That's the surprise! Puppy Surprise! Puppy Surprise! Whenever you look at this thing, the song from that commercial runs through your head like a snake monster on an autumn afternoon. It's a great place to stash your keepsakes. Where they stay is safe as a teen hiding in her bedroom. from a snake monster. You reach inside the expectant plush canine and... Puppy Surprise is having puppies! She actually came with 5 puppies, but you gave 2 away to make room for other stuff, leaving 3 puppies. You don't know anybody else who got 5. Some kid from school got 4 in hers, and she wouldn't shut up about it for a week. You're not one to brag, but yeah, you walked with that little spring in your step for a while after birthing that quintet of pups. Maybe you 5 puppy people are just cut from a different cloth. Yes. No one would ever think to look for your precious diary key inside a plush mother dog. Least of all your brother, who was upset he didn't get one of the puppies. Jude can be pretty melodramatic. Speaking of precious keys, there's also a beautiful old trinket that used to belong to your mom. You have no idea what it is, but looking at it reminds you of her, or something verisimilitudinous to her, almost like a twin sister, or a mirror image, or a doorway. Honestly, you're not sure you'd be comfortable leaving it here, with everything that's going on. You should really take it with you. Take it with you. Take the key. Take it. You collect the diary key from its plush hiding room. And while you're at it, you think maybe you should keep this beautiful heirloom of your mom's close. Take the key, take the key, take the key, take the key, take it, take it, take the key. Just a feeling. Take the key. A deep, inexplicable, the key. Impossible to ignore. Take it. Feeling. Yanis is the god of gateways, doorways, and having 2 This saucy little thing always puts you in a mood to spin and grin. This was your mom's, but you aren't sure what it is. It looks like a key, but to what? You have a deep down feeling that it's important somehow. You would better keep it close. These are your tap shoes. They enable you to tap dance. Your tap dancing lessons also deserve a little credit. Your precious heirloom doesn't run on batteries, though. It does seem to have a strange spiral energy to it, doesn't it? Like a delicately whirled power. Like a seashell warmed by the sun, or a snake coiling on a hot rock. Hello! Welcome to the stream! You try to engage the keys in some sort of twisted Escher-esque impossibility, wherein they may unlock each other in an infinite loop, thereby breaking the game and allowing you to instantly skip to the end. But this isn't Myst. Myst is nowhere near this game. If there's a Myst reference later, I will eat my hat. I will buy a hat and then eat it if there is a Myst reference later. But it fails. This will open your diary. It is the key to all your most private thoughts and fantasies, so shh. There's nothing really juicy in here. You wish you could lead a life full of secrets worth coveting. But then again, maybe you're about to. Maybe you're about to learn why an interesting life is a different kind of curse. Some people hide secret keys in the toes of their shoes. Shoes they're not actually wearing, generally. You think? You've never been entirely clear on this practice, which is why you keep yours inside the womb of a toy dog. It doesn't need batteries. It's more like... You try to think of a comparison to illustrate that this key isn't digital, but you just can't find the right analog. Sorry, analogy? You could bake the key to your diary inside a tiny cake, just like in a movie. Then anytime you wanted to write in your diary, you just eat the cake. Which, cakes then contain keys by definition, right? But hopefully that wouldn't have gotten really gross by then, and you wouldn't feel like a fool kid for tripping over cakes all the time, thinking they were some sort of prank and not the key to everything or whatever. Or gotten gross key taste all over the inside of it. Ugh. The plush dog womb really remains the best storage option, and that's really all there is to say on the matter. That's right, your diary and these posters were made by the same company. It's cute! And not at all sinister. Do not question the machinations of Betty Crocker. Your precious heirloom from your mother isn't a branded LF product. Not a notebook, nor a silly pen, nor perhaps a pencil case. It's some kind of doodad. Your calendar is a peek at what's coming up soon, while your diary is a glimpse into the landscape of your past. And in between, there's the eternal now of Joey Clare extraordinaire. Heck yeah, baby! Your mom left you this heirloom, what was it, 10 or 11 years ago? How old even are you anyways? You're not exactly sure, despite this calendar helpfully displaying both the year and the month. Weird, it's almost like if we talked about how old you were, that would be a conspicuous answer. You never thought about it before, but that's definitely weird for a calendar to do. The calendar is what's being weird. Yep. And ruin your precious heirloom by melting it? Okay, so it's a very weak oven, but still, no. You are not mixing precious memories of your mom with the depressing reality of the Easy Bake Oven. Roxy would not approve. Speaking of which, your precious heirloom isn't magic. Right? And magic isn't real, after all, but monsters are, you guess. You know, there's a lot to incorporate into the old worldview this evening. His magical secrets are not going to yield to the mundane trinket you inexpertly wield. You buffoon! You fool! You worm! You didn't need to rhyme, you just got caught up in his mystical field. Your fate is sealed! This wizard's wizard shall be revealed! You don't keep your diary on the bookshelf. That would be a pretty great hiding place, actually, now that you think about it. Like all the best puzzles, it's a solution that would only seem obvious in retrospect. You've got more pressing... Oh, no, it didn't select. It would be pretty cool to hide your precious heirloom behind your favorite book, if you were at all interested in doing that. With all the weird stuff happening, even books may afford no protection. These were both treasures given to you by your mom. Two very different types of heirlooms. You inherited one pink and one green. Both of them orbit you, as if moons, or perhaps wardens to a prison cell. One a symbol of the light that you will never achieve. Another of life that you will never grasp. I'm sorry, what was I saying? Not quite given, you guess, or even left to you specifically. But you know your mom would have wanted you to have them. Your mom didn't keep a diary, as far as you know. She might have kept a secret diary. But heirlooms like this statue mean you still have an idea of what she was like. For example, this award shows that she was both a great dancer and a winner, and also pretty, and that she loved you. None of these friends are as good a hiding place as Puppy Surprise, because they don't have unzippable wounds. Big oversight, in your humble opinion. You keep your diary on your desk, not under your pillow. That would be such a corny place for it. On the desk, locked up, you're making a statement. Hey, this is my room, and my diary goes right out in the open where I want it, and I don't care who knows it, because I hid the key. Don't even bother looking for it, Jude. You'll never find it, you fucking twerp. Okay, so it's more like a series of statements punctuated incorrectly. There is no need to unlock the mysteries of Clarissa. She is happy to explain it all. Oh, Clarissa. If only you would explain what this heirloom is. I mean, don't. It's fine too. I'm sorry to bother you. None of these are gifts from your mom. That's okay. She gave you your wonderful heirloom. Sort of, or at the very least strongly implied that she wanted you to have it. You think. You were a little young at the time. Like, literally a baby. It wouldn't be much safer tucked under the covers than it was when tucked into a plush mother dog. You think you'll keep it tucked into your pocket. Maybe this thing goes to your junior veterinarian's medkit? Life? With a life? Probably not, since this key is a treasured family heirloom and not a symbol of life. That would be heir of life code. No way. And also because your medkit has no lock. You attempt to unlock the junior veterinarian's medkit with your diary key. You fail, because this is clearly the key to your diary. Also, because as aforementioned, the medkit is already unlocked. What are you doing? By which you mean, there's no lock on it at all? You didn't actually attempt to do this. This is the key to your diary, not the key to your clothes closet. You don't lock your clothes closet. Your aesthetic, if not your diary, is an open book. You are the Vriska. They're you. It's beautiful. But you couldn't risk putting it on a chain to wear as a necklace or anything in case it got lost. That would be way too much like the story keeps happening or something like that. I mean, you lead a pretty rough and tumble life. Well, you have today anyway, and if you wear an Orin, it could only get worse. Whatever that is. Your heirloom, this walkie-talkie. Could they be connected? You'll have to pick it up and check. Pick up the walkie-talkie and check. No, thank you. Hey, it's your walkie-talkie. You can use that to contact your brother. No secrets guarding diary key needed. You don't need the diary key. Pick up the walkie-talkie. Nah, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, there are some cuties like these on your diary, which this is the key to. You have got it all figured out. This heirloom was a gift from your mom, and maybe these baby animals get tiny little baby animal gifts from their moms? Like an especially shiny or worn rock, or a patch of sunlight. Like what a snake might be found coiled on pleasantly. Oh gosh, what an idea. You love it. Because you think snake thoughts. Think snake thoughts. Think like a snake. Sorry, but that's the key to your diary, and your diary is not on your computer. But what if it could be online? A living journal of sorts. A daring dream, but surely impossible. This thing's not compatible with your middle-of-the-line computer. It's just way too old. It has no effect. Maybe try tapping the keys next time instead of tapping your feet. When you're not actively or imminently hot-stepping, your tap shoes are hanging up by the door. You know this because that's where you got them from a little while ago, and also because this is your own personal habit that I've already... God damn it. This thing's not compatible with your middle-of-the-line computer. It is just way too old to be made of technology. Everyone knows this. Everyone. That sounds like a great way to startle some baby animals, and you are having none of it. Sometimes you like to sit there and relax after a hard afternoon's practice. It's easier to relax when you're kind of worn out. Otherwise, your brain is going a mile a minute, and you have to distract yourself with puzzles or check your sites or something like that before you start thinking about stuff that makes you sad. Can't catch me, sad feelings. I got tap shoes and Sir Bappy PAWSIBLY, who disdains tap dancing, which he calls the staccato stumbling of the plebeian herd. Wow, that stings. Sir PAWSIBLY keeps his own counsel. His secrets are his own affair, and he cares little for yours. He can be kind of a snide little puffed-up popinjay when you get right down to it. Sir Bappy PAWSIBLY is underwhelmed by your beloved keepsake. Well, whatever. He's never been an easy fellow to impress. He practices his composure for hours every night in front of his placidity glass. Sold separately. Almost like a Strider would. It's kind of a miracle that this thing hasn't split open already like Jude's did. You don't think shoving a key into it is a very polite way to say thank you for holding together this long. Your mother left you this beautiful key, and you've always treasured it. In a similar way, sort of, your pa left you a bunch of 20-year-old beanbag chairs in the attic, and your babysitter distributed them throughout the house for fun. It was fun, but you guess it's not all that similar to the priceless beautiful heirloom, really? Whatever, snow globes, beanbags, what's the difference? The sill is a little too narrow for you to dance on it. Otherwise, you'd do it in a heartbeat, obviously. Your window doesn't need electricity. How would that even work? A window that runs on electricity? It's a glass-filled hole in the side of the house. You decided, chalk this Looney Tunes nutso idea up to your current case of monster rattles. You know that windows aren't locked with actual keys, generally. They just have a little mechanism on top that prevents someone from pushing them open from the outside. But you jab the key at the window anyway, because you play by your own rules. Your precious heirloom? That your precious mother left your precious daughter, her sweet, precious, dear, sweet, dear, precious, dear, sweet you? Just throw that out the precious window? No precious way! Precious. Precious. The bounty hunter's advice for dealing with monsters would probably be to shoot. The bounty hunter is from the distant future, and she has no need for pretty relics of your family's history. Or maybe she's from the distant past, in a part of space where the technology is comparatively futuristic. That would be pretty wild. Ancient technology from space? The point stands about your key, though. You can't really picture the bounty hunter keeping a diary. A war journal, maybe? Ugh, Jude's rubbing off on you. The bounty hunter would be pretty excellent at any style that featured a turn into a ball in midair maneuver. And what style wouldn't benefit from such a maneuver? Why, none of them! You dare say? You tap dancing idol, of course, after your mom. But Ginger's a close second. She's just amazing. You've read Ginger's memoir, Ginger, My Story, a couple of times. It's great. She's really funny, and wow, women sure have had to put up with a lot of crap, huh? You're glad it's the 90s now, so that kind of thing should be over pretty soon. Your mom and Ginger actually knew each other. They were of different generations, of course, but super classy entertainers like them can't help but run into each other all the time. Not literally, of course. They both would have been way too graceful for that. God, so graceful. A brightly colored L-shaped object. No, it couldn't be. A knight? It's not. You're just goofing around with egg on your face or something like that. Block Hustle has no secrets that they are willing to share with you. They keep their own counsel. The music in Block Hustle is perfect for tap dancing. But you have to play the game in order to hear it, and that's distracting. You tried having Jude play it while you worked out a routine, but he refused to play ever since he found out the game is a Russian. No one can dance to the Bubsy theme. Not even Bubsy! He just thrashes around like a jike, and then he smikes at you, like he just totally blew your mind. Sometimes you hate living in the 90s. Your diary provides no insight into why you hung up this poster. You've reread it many times, searching for just that information. Why? The contrast between your most treasured possession and your least treasured possession is pretty striking. By which you mean, playing a Bubsy game is like being struck. This game apparently has really cool music. By searching online, you were able to briefly hear a few seconds of it one time. The download only took you a few hours. Wow. Living in the future sure is amazing. You sure do love living in the limelight. Lots of games have you save by writing in a diary, but in Second Mom, you apparently save by calling your dad. What a whimsical and fantastic idea. Imagine a father whose phone number you know, who picks up when you call. You bet the hero of Second Mom is some kind of cool heirloom too, like a yo-yo. There's some sort of spiral thing, carved from some sort of crazy mineral or ancient stone or whatever, or something. Awesome. You're not a big minerals person, but that's awesome. Rocks are cool. They rock. You dare! You dare call upon the raw and ancient magics of the game, Genie? Have you lost your mind? Okay, enough fooling around. You don't actually have one of those whimsically named cheat devices, but sometimes you like to pretend you do, and that it's actually a big scary genie who's all mad about his circumstances. And send him clattering? No way! You think back to when you were little, and you used to stick the end of the controller cord in your pocket and pretend you were controlling yourself. Imagine controlling Joey Claire on a courageous adventure. Off to fight monsters, solve puzzles, and be the main character of a video game. You don't need the controller anymore, but you wouldn't mind having a little of that old courage back. This tends to make your game freeze. Alas, the only downside of cartridge-based gaming. You jab your diary key at the console, whimsically hoping this combo might save the game of your very life. But it doesn't. It just scratches the plastic a bit. This heirloom thingamajig has sometimes made you feel like, well, like you might be someone special. Like you might have an adventure one day or something, like someone cool from one of your games. It's just got this feeling to it, you know, like Like this is the reason why you're special and no other reason. Take the key. You guess all kids probably feel this way sometimes, and maybe there's nothing too special about you. But then again, monsters. Okay, so maybe there will be something special about your death. You could dance to your video games, and of course you have, but tap dancing tends to rattle the old console so much that it freezes on occasion. Not a great tap dance accessory. Clink! It clinks right off the surface. This key was made to unlock your diary, not your TV. Your TV is not something that needs to be unlocked. You think you've got this concept down, but just in case you're willing to repeat it to yourself, should you forget and try to use the diary key on your TV again, stop using the diary key on your TV. Your precious heirloom from your beloved mother clinks roughly against the screen. You clink it a few more times. Again, again, again! You don't know what's come over you. You stop. Oh. Princess Sheikah could never be a tap dancer. Her feet end in deer hooves. She just couldn't get the right percussion going with those velvety things. You had a routine inspired by this movie, but it was just way too long. You guess you could say, felt always not stopping. Sheikah keeps a secret magical diary of all the dangers that the creatures of the forest face, which, now that you think about it, strikes you as a little counterintuitive. Maybe she's just trying to stay in business. Jeez. Almost like she has hero syndrome. Almost like anime and hero syndrome are being associated direct. Snakes and the poisons they deliver via their fangs are a big problem on Magical Animal Companion Heal Rescue. But the ones on your heirloom have always seemed friendly and familiar. Nice. Friendly fangs. Kind of like they know secrets they're excited for you to soon find out. But wait, where did that come from? Huh. Actually, yeah, your heirloom kind of does remind you of that weird snaky amulet thing from this movie, whatever that's called. I didn't say it earlier, definitely not. It's way older than that movie, though. You had the dream, like, 17 years before the... I mean, this heirloom comes from several years before the movie. That's what I meant. That's what I meant, and only what I meant. That's the whole thing I meant. By at least several years, as you can personally verify. This kid could care less about your diary. He's too busy reading the story that keeps happening. Wait, was that the name of the movie? And also the name of the actual book the kid was... You can't remember right now. It kind of keeps looping in on itself or something. No, that's not tap dance. Tap dance is great and fun, but it's like doing your taxes at church compared to what's going on that poster. Oh no. Your hot steppin' thoughts go in the other diary. The one you will never ever mention again outside of this particular thought. Your mom... Would she be okay with this poster being up in your room? Why not? She danced with lots of ladies. Ooh, one campfire spookum was about a haunted diary. When you wrote in it, it would write back, and it turned out that... well, you guess you already mentioned that it was haunted, so yeah. A ghost. Wow. Uh-huh. Really? A ghost. What if you just couldn't stop dancing? What if you just couldn't stop dancing? What if you twirled and twirled and twirled and never stopped dancing? What if you were just a music box that twirled in place? What if you thought you were real, but all you could ever see was the music box on the shelf that you actually are, because all you can ever do is wait for someone to open the box and then you twirl and twirl and twirl. That'd be scary if it didn't describe your life already. Joey Claire extraordinaire! I am in great pain. Your mom's heirloom. No, it wouldn't make a very good spookin'. This heirloom isn't scary. You trust this heirloom. It's just very pretty, and holding it makes you feel very happy and very sad at the same time, but in a way that makes sure that you will keep the key, keep it, hold on to the key, keep it, take it upstairs. Wait, why did it say upstairs? Ascend to the tallest room. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Here, pretty sweet key, this. They don't need your help to fall. You just pull the tab on the side. Okay, so they need your help, but not your dancing. Connect 4 would make a lousy diary. One wrong move, and bam! All your secret ideas go tumbling all over the place. Why would you want to do that? That would be like if people kept making media about the private thoughts that live in your heart and you've never expressed. Wouldn't that be so weird? Wouldn't that be so... Clopping their hoof is how horses count. Clop, 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 clop. That doesn't sound like anything else. It's just clop, clop. There's no T's involved. Why are you thinking about crocodiles? Do you have a hook for a hand or something? Except for the titular acorn shadow, of course. It's too busy burning the land with galloping green flames to do horsey math tricks. Almost like you are meant to associate anime and horses with hero syndrome and galloping green flames. And math tricks. Statistically, like I just pulled out of my ass, that there is 100% chance that this is Doc Scratch bullshit. How can you keep a secret safe from your own shadow? This question is explored over 17... Did I really have to say 17 earlier? I didn't even need it. Okay. Over 17 seasons of Acorn Shadow, and is usually a source of conflict in any given episode. Acorn is always finding mysterious treasures, but unlike you, she usually finds out what they are within 22 minutes. Are we serious right now? 17 and 22? We're officially just calling her the star. We're doing the tower and the star. That's what's happened. Oh my god. Oh my god. You've been waiting for years! You keep your dance practice clothes in here. Good guess, you think, but that doesn't really make any sense, so you stop thinking it. You get so excited about unlocking your diary that you accidentally jab the diary key right into your dresser. Well, maybe if you get a closer look at the dresser, your aim will be a little better, and also maybe chill out just a bit about reading your own diary. It's your own... Where's this practice? You really want to keep this close, at least while everything's still kind of monsters. Two of your most treasured possessions. Like the ballerina heirloom, your key heirloom, although still, seems destined to turn and turn like a music box, turn in place like a music box, forever, like a music box, turn like a music box. You're not really sure where that idea came from. You always get like this when you look at your ballet poster for a while. That's obviously the wrong school of dance for this poster. You need to put on your suitable shoes for this, by which you mean to dance in front of the poster. You had a lot of complex and complicated feelings about this poster. Aspirations, admirations, aesthetic appreciations. Wanting to write all those down is why you had a diary, actually. But when you sat down to do it, you were kind of embarrassed by your flowery ideas. So flowery. Like a rose. Maybe one day. Fine, I guess I'll pick it up. One walkie-talkie, batteries missing, as you expected. Sadly, the walkie-talkie doesn't run on incredibly precious heirlooms that are the only link to your dearly departed mom, which you can only remember in glimpses. Maybe you wrote something in your diary about hiding extra batteries somewhere? Who are you kidding? No one ever has extra batteries. You just take them from something else that runs on batteries, like maybe something in your closet? Or something in your inventory? Well, you tap danced, but the walkie-talkie still doesn't work. Nuts. You really thought that was gonna do it, definitely. Maybe find some batteries? If you want to talk to your shelf buds, just go for it. They're ready to listen. You don't need a walkie-talkie like the one you need to talk to your tree brother. Your tree brother, oh my god. No batteries in there, just clothes and, well, it's really just clothes. Maybe try the other closet. Oh, yeah, Clarissa would totally know how to fix this thing. Well, you do too, because it just needs batteries. There's bound to be some around here somewhere. Some batteries. You can't figure out how a walkie-talkie with no batteries could assist in the medical treatment of wounded animals, but you suppose that's why you're merely a junior veterinarian. You don't need a walkie-talkie to talk to Puppy Surprise. She communicates mind to mind, heart to heart, soul to soul. The rhythmic beating of her cotton heart is the metronome of your existence. Oh, right, that's why you took the batteries out of this thing in the first place. Jude was calling you at all hours of night for security spot checks. But a growing dancer needs her sleep after all, as does a growing puzzle solver, a growing junior veterinarian, and a growing aspiring webmaster. You guess now that you have the C-cell batteries back, you should probably put them in the walkie and see if he's alright? Or warn him? Wasn't that what you were gonna do? Nah, I was gonna do a bunch of this stuff. As for a communication device, books lack immediacy, but they make up for it by not requiring batteries, and by not being limited to conspiracy stuff code talk with your dorky brother in his treehouse. Jude was all over you to fill your calendar with fake appointments to throw him off your trail. You told him you did, just to shut him up, but he can peep and hear from his stupid treehouse if you forget to close the blinds. If he had some stupid batteries in this walkie-talkie, he'd probably be bugging you about it right now. Look at the beautiful animals. Look at their free, open communication. They've certainly never been prevented from talking to their family by a dearth of batteries. Nothing in this tiny, empty oven is going to power your depowered walkie. You're pretty certain you need batteries, and this thing doesn't run on them. You beseech the tiny wizard for a jolt of magic to power your walkie-talkie. The tiny wizard completely snubs you, like the smug jerk he is. You're not even gonna bother. This one never says anything, no matter how politely you ask for stories about your mom. Or frequently. Or desperately. You can't just plug this thing into that thing without using some absurd cable that would be a nightmare to locate, assuming it even exists. Maybe, in some other universe, computers can interface with vocal devices that make you sound like a suave robot, But around here, you make do with what you got. The moms and babies love each other. Roger, over, breaker, 1-9er. It's very cute. Come back, 10-4. This is Sir Bappy PAWSIBLY. Nope. It's just not in the spirit of the quasi-Victorian / barnyard aesthetic of the Mantho chaps. Also, the walkie needs batteries. You root around in the beanbag. There are no batteries in the beanbag. You are blown away. Whoa, it just needs some batteries. No need to smash the window open and just scream your talkies out into the pitiless night. Yet. You get a shot. Not luck. The bounty hunter is one of those no-talk heroes. She might be responding. Silently. You decide to pretend she's responding silently. Like this over here, maybe. Walking? Talking? Who cares about that jazz when there's dancing to do? You kind of got caught up in your Ginger Rogers bit, but that's fun. Just maybe keep in mind that you really need to get in touch with your brother. No response from Detective Block Hustle, Private Eye. Maybe something is blocking the signal. No thanks. He can stay quiet for once. You wish you could radio the hero of Second Mom for help. Look how cool she is. All you've got is your stupid brother. No way are you scavenging your console games for batteries to power the walkie-talkie. You need those to preserve your precious saves. It's very important to be able to save. You love saving. Saving is your favorite thing to do. No, only the original Japanese console had a microphone controller. Or at least that's what you read on the internet while you were looking for info about Second Mom. The TV has power but no antenna. The walkie has an antenna but no batteries. Can they help each other? No, they can't. Their mutual needs and resources are only complementary on the surface level. Walkie-talkies, even currently inoperable ones, are more sci-fi conspiracy, whereas this movie was more high fantasy. If you mixed sci-fi conspiracy with high fantasy, things might get a little messy and homestucky. If only the walkie-talkie were powered by raw rhythmic sensuality. And, well, you guess you'd feel pretty strange about using it to talk to your brother. If this were a Canadian campfire spookum, the walkie would probably start working without batteries, and then it'd be the ghost of some kid from 50 years ago, or even an alien, or a ghost alien kid from 50 years ago, as far-fetched as that sounds. And that would be pretty fun, until the realities of the situation set in, because ghost alien kids from 50 years ago obviously don't exist, nor are they blue, nor are they green. There's no green nor blue aliens that are dead and kids from 50 or more years ago. Nope. Not in this game. Acorn really doesn't need a walkie to talk to her shadow, especially when it's lurking all huge and malevolent like that. Like he always does. In every episode. So that's trans. Princess Sheikah doesn't need a dumb walkie-talkie to call her brother. She just whispers his name to the wind and he appears and away they go. It's the deer. The deer's her brother. Her brother's the deer. She rides her brother and the brother's the deer's her brother. Jude is terrible at this game. He always assumes you're trying to lure him into traps, almost like it's a Kansas City shuffle. So he makes strategically terrible moves to expose your conspiracy, and then you win. Because you are Kansas City shuffling him. No batteries in here. Where could they be? 3PO? 3PO, do you copy? You might have put them in something else that needs them, actually. Needs them? That sounds like a matter of opinion. She has no need of it. Like you, she communicates solely through the language of dance. And right now, she's telling you to find some batteries for this thing. Maybe check in this closet? Honestly, if you're already having this much trouble, there may not be much hope for you. Things only get more difficult for you from here on. Your mom was a great dancer. Tap, swing, ballroom, bolero, even wild experimental stuff like contact improvisation. Ballet was her passion, though. And she was transcendent. Tap dancing actually freaks out your dog pretty badly. You suppose it's the ribald, firework-like percussion of your toes and heels clacking against the hardwood floor that does it? In fact, you don't even really have to suppose. You're pretty much certain. You couldn't tap dance your diary open, although if you wanted, you might be able to tap dance it off the desk. You wanted to. You don't want to, though. Gonna go ahead and head that line of reasoning off at the pass. It's not the way you open your diary, it was just an idle thought. You need your diary key to open your diary, and that's simply all there is to say on the matter. Your secrets are safe with you. You should write more about how you feel about your mom, and about your mom being gone and all that stuff. It's not easy, though. Doesn't fit! It was worth a shot, you guess. Well, not really, but we can pretend. A diary is kind of like a walkie-talkie that lets you talk to the past of yourself. Or at least it lets past you talk to present you, and make you very embarrassed that present you was ever past you, almost like a Trollian memo. You try to move past this, you mean past this. Yeah. You really wish you could. If you want to talk to yourself, your diary's right there. This picture was taken before you found your treasured heirloom. You think? Sometimes it can be hard to remember the exact sequence of things like that. It's weird being 14, meaning that you were 3 years old when it happened. Over a third of your life is, at the very best, a blurry fog in your memory. 14 and 3. For some reason, that stirs the blurry fog in my memory. Throw in the time you spend asleep, and, well, you've really only got about 6 years of accessible conscious memory. Weird. 6 years. Weird. Fine, I'll do the blatantly correct thing. I guess. You unlock and open your diary. Nice. Juicy secrets. Here you come. Except they're just your boring secrets, so you don't really care. None of these appear to have changed. Maybe something from your past will shed some light on today's terror mysteries. Some little detail mentioned offhand and forgotten. The key kicking off a causal cascade of connections that terminates in a catastrophe of snake monsters. April 13th, 1994. Dear Diary, ho-hum, not much happened today. I tried to make some new friends at school to maybe expand our social circle beyond just me and Jute's friends all the time. Wait, is it weird to call my brother's friends my social circle? Oh well, you know what I mean, Diary. I don't have any friends that I can really call mine, so I'm trying to branch out. I guess it's better than calling them my web ring. The kids at school are jerks, though. And they called me a poser when I tried to talk to them about games I like and stuff. Between you and me, I think a bunch of the kids at school might be evil? Ugh. Next you'll say they're clowns. Geez, now I'm sounding all paranoid like my brother. They're just up to no good. I can feel it. Joey. June 12th, 1994. Dear Diary. First day of summer vacation. I can't wait to get a break from all those clowns. At school. Sometimes, I think what I really need is a vacation from humanity. Joey. October 25th, 1994. Dear Diary, I can't believe I haven't recorded an entry since the beginning of last summer. Needless to say, I've been back to school for a while now. Next summer can't come soon enough. I came home to a drunk babysitter again today. There's some quality adult supervision we youngsters are getting around here. He means well enough, though. I haven't heard from Pa in weeks. Last we saw of him, he popped in the house to drop off more stupid mummies and globes or whatever, then skipped off to go on more adventures. What a bozo. Also, how lame is it that he made us call him Pa instead of Dad while we were growing up? I miss Mom. Joey. If this is going to be the last entry in your diary, then by gum, you're going to scare the bejesus out of whoever finds it once your snake show. November 11th, 1994. Dear Diary. Forgive my hasty and nervous scribbling. I'm kind of scared, but maybe also a bit excited. Anyway, I can't talk much now. There's this sly and cunning monster on the prowl. Possibly hungry for kid meat, too, so I've got to... Okay, I don't have a darn clue what I have to do, but I'll fill you in later once I do it. Joey. Satisfied you've done your duty. Vis-a-vis posterity, in case the worst should happen, you relock your diary and hide the key again. Safe and sound. You've already done your duty to history by recording your potential last words. Time to shake a leg. Let's start concatenating. Success! The walkie-talkie works like a charm now. A charm? With battery power. You feel pretty pleased with yourself. It would seem you just solved your first puzzle of many on what is sure to be a sweeping adventure full of mysterious brainbusters. Then again, putting batteries in a thing isn't technically solving a puzzle, you suppose. It is just overcoming a minor inconvenience that you created yourself using mundane, widely available modern technology. You don't care, though. You're counting it. Jude? You there? Are you alright?
Yes. Been covertly signaling status and requesting yours. Over.
You mean the lantern? I don't know Morse code. Hold on. Should know at least one of these. I'm pretty sure there's... Egg? Is he saying egg? No, E is too short. Brief moment. I will be translating some Morse code real quick because they're just pointing it out, and I gotta. Are you? Are you? Are you? Are we serious with this? Oh, if that's what the Morse code means, I'm gonna lose my fucking gourd. I'm seriously gonna be asking people, where's my pumpkin? I've lost it.
Would never use such easily decipherable code. Over. Enemy agents everywhere. Over. Wait. Over. Still unconfirmed vis-a-vis your condition following enemy serpent encounter. Over. Please report bite status. How many and how gross? Over.
I'm fine. No bites, you weirdo, but thank you for asking. It was a close one.
Great. Was worried. Over.
That reminds me, after I shut the door on it, I think I heard it clomping back off down the stairs. I don't think you should leave your treehouse anytime soon. It might be headed back your way.
No plans of leading current location. Yard crawling with cryptid vanguard. Over.
Cryptid Vanguard?
Missing big picture. Joey. Over. Purely defensive posture. Tactically suicidal. Monsters likely just distraction. Could have obscured additional agents on approach. Over. Can't discuss on unsecured channel. Can't be certain who's listening. The evidence points to Antares class conspiracy cascade. Over.
What? Over.
Relieved you're taking this seriously. Are you totally prepared to begin forward operations? No going back now, Joey. Over.
I was making fun of you, dweeb. I'm not going anywhere.
Trust crucial on the battlefield, Joey. Hoping presence of monsters is tipped equation away from typical skepticism. Over.
Hey, that's fair. What do I need to know?
Your current position not secure. Large yard facing windows. Location compromised to enemy. Situation rapidly deteriorating. Must abscond to attic. Joey. Over.
The attic?
Yes, the attic. Strong door. Well stocked with tactical material. Take left out of bedroom. Go upstairs. Highest room in the house. Over.
I know what the attic is, Jude. It was just a weird suggestion. You want me to ascend before I descend? What else is new? More inscrutable rambling from my treehouse lunatic brother.
Don't understand. You sounded confused. Trying to help. Over.
Look, just shut up, okay? I'll sneak up there, lock the door, and you can... call our babysitter.
Too late to reach her at lab. Working day long done. Over.
Oh, no, you're right.
Agreed on both counts. Babysitter capable strifer. Could up tip scales. Might also help convince you to get safety.
Jude, I'm gonna go to the stupid attic, okay? I'm sorry for being mean.
Do you have your weapon? Over.
Sure don't. Why would I keep that thing around?
Serpent swarming everywhere. Over.
You want me to fight them? With a flashlight?
Don't blame me for being nervous with high concentration serpent presence. Must be brave. Your brother believes in you and knows you can beat serpents. Over.
Stop saying serpents.
Do you recall where weapon is? Over.
Yeah, it's in the closet.
Understood. All set then. Over.
No, I mean the hall closet.
Crap. Over.
Are you absolutely extremely certain?
Absolutely, extremely certain. Over.
Over and out, Squirt. He'd better keep himself safe in there. He'd be seriously mad if he got himself hurt trying to help you. Looks like the coast is clear. For now. Better hurry over to the hall closet and retrieve your weapon before that crafty old serpent, you mean snake, can get the drop on you. Just try a little harder. You are certainly capable of addressing the task at hand. Or have you forgotten what it is? It is a globe-like structure with an arrow that conveniently alerts you to the location of the ceiling. Oh, so that's where it is. Thank you, globe-like structure. Your percussive footwork seems to set off its internal gyroscope or whatever. Maybe it's a tap dance detector? Your potential esteem for this relic rises slightly. Give it a tap. Wow, look at it go. Well, that was stimulating. Equally mysterious. No, you take that back. Your heirloom is at least 7 Babysitters Club's mysteries more mysterious than the globe-like sculpture. That's a huge gulf. And a difference of degree is a difference of kind. You've always felt this to be true. The door to your room. Heavily personalized, of course. Jude thinks he's the only one who can nerd up his door, but you showed him too can and in fact will play at that game. Jude insisted the terrified horse was being abducted. Your counter-argument completely schooled him. The light ruse was a clever distraction. The light ruse was a distraction. Happy birthday. Secret abduction. Nope. His friend bought him a special surprise, and it is a cake. This painting now commemorates your triumph and a particularly spectacular equine nativity. It's your mother's jewelry box, a priceless heirloom of immeasurable sentimental value. Also, there appear to be some of your brother's empty cans of Pringles. This thing's always given you the creeps, but that didn't stop you from patching it up after Jude accidentally ripped it with an experimental foamless dart in a very specific spot. You're not even sure he wants out. Just look at him. He probably wants to suffer. That's the face of Stockholm Syndrome, if I've ever seen it. From the first and last Dark Gun War with Jude, Belinda here provides great cover for those who refuse to use firearms, namely you. You tried to distract him with your tap dancing and then stick a dart on him. It didn't work. At all. She might topple over, and what crueler way to kill a ballerina than tap dancing her to death? No, you'd never forgive yourself. Ugh, no, the chains would rattle, and geez, it'd be horrible. No, you might jostle your mom's jewelry box off the table. She seems unimpressed. You're such a beautiful work of art. She has lousy taste. Your mom's jewelry box. This is where you found your heirloom when you were very young, not long after... What happened? It was just nestled in there among her fine, beautiful jewels, and you just took it. You just had this feeling like you had to keep it safe. Like it was precious, and dear, and precious, and sweet, and precious, and candy sweet. Maybe you just wanted something of hers to be just for you. Kitty! This lady was just hanging out in her all together, which, you mean, who are you to judge? Or not admire and look respectfully? And then put paws on everyone. Except it made you slightly uncomfortable, so you churched her up a little. You feel kind of silly about it now, but whatever, you were like 8. No way! It might rust or tarnish or whatever bad thing happens to precious heirlooms when they get stupid gun water on them. You try to tap it right off the couch, but it's nestled into that plump plush pretty good. That cleft of foam, even. This gun can shoot a stream of water up to 50 feet away! Oh, wow. It sure can ejaculate a stream like nothing else. I'm gonna stop talking now. Too bad you don't use guns. You're too sapphic for that. You don't use guns. So I should get my old weapon from the hall closet and then head up to the attic, right? Affirmative. Also refrain from excess chatter. Over.
Affirmative. Also refrain from excess chatter. Over.
Oh, right. Yeah, bye.
Code alert monsters. Over.
Yeah, I got it. I'm going. Bye.
Can't be too careful in espionage game, Joey. Silence is golden. Over.
Jude, shut up.
Remember one time on a training mission I couldn't keep my trap shut? Ooh boy, they really landed us in a pickle. Over.
You've never had any training. I'm turning off the walkie. Bye.
Over and...
It's the hallway closet. If memory serves, that's a box full of some old belongings of yours in here. You wonder if it has what you're looking for. You wonder if you should save the game. You've always been a bit creeped out by the monster in the water. It feels like the eye is following you, but only sometimes. Imagine that! You're light bright! Hours of fun with the number of hours and the degree of fun dependent on the power of your imagination. Which in your case means many hours and a lot of fun. There, that should be lucky. Jude recommended you grab your strife weapon from the hall closet and head up to the attic as quick as you can. You're sticking with that plan for now. This is the door to your neurotic dork of a brother's maximum security bedroom. He keeps it locked up tight because of all the silly conspiracy work he does in there. You sincerely doubt you'll be entering this room anytime soon. But really, why would you even want to? It's full of nerd stink and goober crud, not to mention it's where his pet usually lurks. You love all animals, but just the same... Since you're not the biggest fan of serpents, that's one you'd rather let Jude deal with. Oh look! Pink! And skull green. I wonder if that makes you think of anything. That's weird. Open? He always keeps it locked, but even if he did manage to get in, he probably has traps set up. Not worth trying to get gum out of your hair again. Plus, there'd be his pet to deal with. No thanks. Percussive motion might set off Jude's pet, which is the last thing you feel like dealing with right now. No way! Your mom left it to you! And Jude probably wouldn't even care about it, since it doesn't have anything to do with aliens. Right? Very occasionally, your precious heirloom shines eerily in the dark, not unlike a light bright. You can't remember exactly when this happened. but you can picture the light of your heirloom so clearly in your mind's eye that you are certain it is true. Your heavy, rapid tap stomps would send those little pegs scattering across the floor, maybe even under your still tapping feet. You might just slip and roll across them, down the hall to the edge of the stairs and tumble down them, breaking every single bone in your body, every single bone. There's just no way you could take that risk. Hey, it's the shark! I love that shark toy. That's a good shark toy. It's the hallway closet. If memory serves, there's a box full of some old belongings of yours in there. I wonder if it has what you're looking for. This lamp's not even plugged in, but there are at least 9 possible light sources in your immediate area, so maybe it got lost in the typically well-illuminated shuffle. A little small for a stage, but that lamp might do for a spotlight. If it weren't kind of the opposite of a spotlight. You don't know, these two don't share a visual motif. On the other hand, maybe that's what the lock dresser wants you to think. Okay, now, the key doesn't fit, which is a shame because you take back what you thought before. There's some aesthetic similarities, for sure. It's not locked. At least you don't think it is. Maybe give that old doorknob a whirl before jamming your precious heirloom into the keyhole. Forceful, aggressive tap dancing is a good backup if his sword refuses to budge, but maybe you could try opening it with your hands first. That box probably has the stuff you need, but you can't reach. You wonder what your next step would be. Actually, your tap shoes might just be the solution to this problem. You could just get a good stomp going, and you might be able to tumble that box right off the shelf. You think back to before. Back to when this closet door was shut. You had a reasonably good guess about what was inside, but now? Now your guess is even more reasonable. No, your precious heirloom doesn't seem to want to go in a ratty cardboard box that you forgot was in the closet. You can tell, because you don't put it in there. Because I won't let you keep the key. Wonder why there's scratches on the inside of this door. That seems strange, doesn't it? You can't search the box while it's still up on that shelf. Wonder what's stashed in here. Nothing fragile, you hope. No, your precious heirloom doesn't seem to want to go in there. One moment. No. You pick through the box and find your flashlight and an old pair of ballet slippers. These will surely come in handy. Oh, and there's some pet treats in there too. You keep caches of these all over. Never know when you'll need to treat a pet. You go ahead and try your flashlight. Click. Click, click, click. No dice. Another battery problem. You open it up. Wait, there were no batteries in here at all, just a bunch of stupid pogs. Dang it, Jude. Found my old strife weapon. Guess what? It's full of your stupid pogs.
Forgot about those. Please keep safe. Over.
Fine. But I'm not going to take especially good care of them.
Please protect Mulder at all costs. Over.
You and Mulder. This Scully Pog is obviously where it's at.
Terms acceptable. Keep them safe. She's yours. Over.
So I guess I head up to the attic now.
That is the plan. Over.
I better shake a leg then.
Affirmative. Over and out.
But what if? I took my sweet old time. What then, game? What would you say about that? Nothing. That's what I thought. This is where you kept some of your most precious treasures, so you're not going to be befouling it with your brother's cardboard trash discs. Except the Scully one. In she goes! The Scully. Yes. You slip a pew under the door. When all this is over, when everything's gone wrong, that's gone wrong has been set right again, when the monsters live on only in your nightmares, then he'll know that you have some of his pogs. You don't want to accidentally agitate Jude's pet. No, use the pegs, not the pogs. Lightbright needs its pegs. Pogging is not recommended. Lightbright is not a toy for pets. Arrange the pegs such that they will, when the switch is flicked, be illuminated and form a charming picture is a pretty abstract concept for an animal to grasp. You're going to need to add some D-cell batteries if you want this flashlight to serve any purpose other than emergency POG storage container and very poorly designed paperweight. One day you'll see your name up in lights, but every journey begins with a single perfect, graceful, incredible step. In your case, that first single perfect, graceful, incredible step is to find some stupid batteries and pop them in here, because, you know, if you feel like it. He's in his treehouse, remember? He makes a pretty lousy audience anyway. Beautiful, comfortable satin ballet slippers, like dancing on a cloud. Unlike the canvas shoes you wear for class, which are like dancing on a far less luxurious cloud. Your hot steppin' isn't enough to light up the night this time. Gotta find some batteries, you guess? That's just a running theme today. Being low on power. And light. The world is just not ready yet. These two twisty snakes that make your heirloom seem to be in their own delicate dance, don't they? Twisting around each other, both chasing, both fleeing. Where does it begin? And where does it end? It doesn't quite glow, but those jeweled eyes will catch the faintest little glimmer of light in a dark room and sparkle like the dickens. Sort of like a flashlight does, you guess? You may be romanticizing your heirloom's capacity for luminosity. Your mom loved animals, as you well know. She had the grace of a gazelle, and the ferocity of a much, much angrier gazelle. You shave down the edges of the pog with the toothy side of your heirloom. It will now be used to solve lots of different puzzles throughout your house. Good work! Just kidding. You don't do that because that would be ridiculous and an insult to your puzzle-solving skills. Careful not to mix these up. You'd hate to reach for a critter treat and come back with, like, a wren, or a stimpy, or, a Doug Funny. When the pogs slam and clatter and scatter, do they not possess a grace all their own? Is their dance any less a defiance of that cruel tyrant, gravity, than is yours? No, they do not, and yes, it is. You have no interest in refilling your flashlight with your brother's garbage. Jude's Pogs. There's a cool Scully one, but the rest are all dumb cartoons, vague rebellious graffiti, and bad video games. Pet treats! Animals love these, except the most dangerous animal of all. Man. Whew. Blew your own mind there for a second. Oh, but you want these, in case you find a cute animal to feed them to. Plus, stomping on them would get crumbs everywhere. Depending on your present location, the previous sentence may have been sarcasm. Gosh, location conditional sincerity, this really is an adventure. Your dog would make a great ballerina, if only they didn't have 4 left feet. Thank you, thank you. You got that joke from a popsicle stick. They fit in the funnel part, but they're just a little too wide for the 45 millimeter in diameter tube, which was, of course, just barely wide enough for the pogs. Light Bright is not a toy for pets. Ah, yeah. You've used the Light Bright on some low-budget performances you've put on. It's a surprisingly evocative backdrop, if you do say so yourself, and by goodness, you do say so yourself. You just got them out of here. They might come in handy. What if you see a cute animal, and you didn't have a treat to give them? You don't even want to imagine it. Freed from their flashlight tomb, only to be returned to a cardboard crypt? Even pogs don't deserve that. Thank goodness you had an extra pair hidden away in here. You are actively thanking goodness right this minute. Sounds like a bold and exciting way to break the heck out of a lamp. You tried to feed this to one of the few things in this hallway that doesn't have a mouth. Very tenacious, Joey. You think back to before. Oh, right. It would have made more sense to just leave them in the closet. You cast a few tokens before the feet of the local totem of combat. You feel her gratitude pour out in wave after wave of power. Getting stronger. I can do anything. Oh, it's gone. Oh well. She doesn't look too hungry. She does look strong, however. One day you hope to be as strong as this beautiful, powerful giant woman. You show her a few steps. Nothing. Too bad she could put the calves in Cavalier. That's profoundly creepy, and you'd rather not. No. He's been bad. No pogs this guy. Thankfully. Sounds like a recipe for SOGs! You know this joke is bad, but you kind of don't care because you don't like pogs or guns. If you could somehow rig this thing up to exclusively fire treats into the expected mouths of cute animals. No, it's not safe! They might choke! Curse you again, guns! You've used your ballet to dodge Jude's awareness training ambushes many times. In fact, he's never actually hit you. You're either excellent at dodging, or he's a really lousy shot. Or both. Could always be both. You tread lightly, producing no disturbance to its balance. Well, that's what ballet's for, apparently. So, you admit you don't actually know what the heck this thing is, despite it being perched right outside your bedroom door, but you are basically positive that it's not a bird cage, and there's no reason to stock it with tasty treats. You don't understand the function of this gaudy, goofy thing. Plus, you get a load of this globe with the arrow through it. Hiding some pet treats in Jude's Pringles would be a pretty good prank, but the specter of running out of treats later, right when you meet a cute new animal friend, looms large. Doing ballet while wearing your mom's jewelry. One day. Makes you feel really good to think about, but it also hurts. You want to be the best in the world first. You can't wear her stuff until then. Right! Pringles cans! Why didn't Jude put the pogs in those instead of in your flashlight? A sudden rush of disgust threatens to overwhelm your senses as you realize those Pringles cans may actually be full of pogs. You bury this thought like a just-stung child covering a half-smashed twitching wasp under her frantic fistfuls of dirt. You don't want to upstage their rainbow cuteness performance. They're really putting their hearts into it. You jab the treat against the poster, leaving a little dirty mark on its surface. Some treats for the cute animals. This is certainly not the first time you've done this. It seems like a match made in marketing heaven, but OLF is pretty protective of her brand. Nothing about Pogs on your calendar this month. Gosh, what a dork you must be. Yep, buy more pet treats is already on there. 4 times, actually. You don't ever want to run out. I guess you should really start writing a reminder to get food for yourself, too. Yep, ballet practice every Monday after school. Mondays are always rough moon days. School can be kind of a drag, and going back after 2 days away from it is hard. Knowing you have ballet at the end of it helps you put a brave face on things. Books on ballet tend to have a lot of very beautiful and artistic full-page pictures of ballet dancers and a lot of talk about the history of ballet. And not so much on how to actually do ballet. You gotta go to lessons for that stuff. So you do. Lots of beloved pets in these books. And none of them are the kinds of books where the beloved pets die, though. You can spot those a mile away, usually by the cold, mercenary glimmer of their Newberry metal. There's a poster hanging up on the library in the library at school that says, "Reading is a real slammer." There aren't even any books on the poster. It's just a kid playing with Pogs. In space. There aren't any trophies for being the best Pogs player. You just get to keep the other kids' Pogs, which is really more like a punishment. Oh, she never indulges. That's why she's the best. Discipline. You bust out all your most illegal ballet moves on the beautiful statue. The shadow ballet against an unbeatable opponent is how raw, young steppers like yourself hone your skills sharp between practices. Okay, none of that's right. But it's fun to pretend sometimes. What a cute idea! You could warm the pet treats up a little bit before passing them to an excited pet. In fact, this idea is so good, you've actually had it before. And done it! Your dog gave no obvious sign that they preferred the warmed-up treat, but you could tell. Oh yeah. You sure do have a lot of girl stuff. You guess that's because being a girl rocks. You love it. You love to do ballet and make cakes and solve puzzles and study medicine and beat the bejesus out of monsters with your flashlight and sick kicks. You know, girl stuff. The little light bulb cooker is too weak to function as a garbage incinerator. You rifle through the pogs. No, wizards. You rifle through the pogs. No wizards. You're not surprised. Wizards are pretty out right now. It'd be a different story if he was like a mutant wizard from the future or something. Then they couldn't make enough pogs of him then. They couldn't make enough pogs of him. Yeah, that one. You do a few steps from Twirlin' Merlin, your thus far unfinished showcase of wizard-themed dancing. That was the sorcerer Sisson. A wizard is not a pet. It is a powerful ally, but it cannot be tamed. Like their beards, they are regal, resplendent, and incurably unruly. Pretty crummy substitute for a sleepy time stuffed animal companion, obviously. Especially when you have so many of those close by already. The bed is not a trampoline, or a stage, you mean? No response. You feel like ballet might be a little highbrow for this crowd. Treats for cuties! You leave them a couple just for fun. But wait, what if one of those monsters smells the treat and breaks in here and thinks the meat smells from your stuffed animals and no! No! You can't! You can't risk it. You give Jude a lot of sass about his pogs, but you guess maybe you're a little childish with all these stuffed animals and games and whatever. Oh, fuck you. Are you too old for this stuff? You really actually don't know. I don't think it can be known. You guess you'd know what you were supposed to be like at your age if you maybe had more friends your own age, or like a mom, maybe? Your babysitter tells you you're perfect, but that's what she's always said, your whole life. So she's clearly not a trustworthy source, because otherwise she'd have told you what was wrong with you. Oh. Ugh. Just. Ugh. You gently place a pet treat inside the cottony belly of your sweet puppy surprise. There. So much more efficient than crushing it up with your hands and trying to force it down her non-existent esophagus. Not that you'd know anything about that, of course. She's overwhelmed by the beauty of your movements. She's definitely crying on the inside. You might look inside, just to confirm it. Yep, that's one damp, salty womb. Like the LCL of the ocean, baby. Nah, they're already irresistible to pretty much all animals. Why Gilded Lily? Better luck next time, you suppose. I feel like that's supposed to go with the spice mix. That's funny, that might be a glitch. Oh well. Here you go, Clarissa. Give these to your pet baby alligator. That thing's gonna be a problem for you one day. Oh, like my snapping turtle. More like Clarissa than I thought. That's kind of nice. You had a whole choreographed routine for the Clarissa theme song. Two, in fact. Ah, so that's the same thing. You don't actually have any Clarissa pogs, sadly. Probably because these are actually Jude's pogs and not your pogs. Jude is more of a Ferguson than a Clarissa, obviously. Your babysitter got you this junior veterinarian's medkit. It's kind of important to you, so you think you'll leave it here for now. It would really bust you up if something happened to it. This is a cute idea, but it wouldn't be safe. A pet might smell the treat, get all excited, and try to chew their way into the medkit and hurt themselves. There's a little pair of scissors in there, after all, and some peroxide and gauze. None of that is good for pets to try to eat. No pogs in this batch feature a junior veterinarian, or any veterinarian really. It is all just cartoon characters and graffiti gangs. Yeah, your slippers were in the hallway closet. You don't actually remember how they got there? Kinda weird in retrospect. All your clothes have sealed emergency pouches of pet treats tucked carefully into their pockets at all times. Except the ones you're wearing. You already gave those treats to your dog earlier to address the emergency that they looked very cute and did a nice trick. Luckily, you had these backups squirreled away in the hall closet. And all your other clothes in this closet. Ah, yes. The perfect accessory. The one thing your look was missing, some pogs! You'll make sure to put some in here. Your clothes closet. Just as soon as you've settled the other minor obligations you have, no big deal. The mommals would never let their little babies anywhere near pogs because that would be a choking hazard, and also because the mommals clearly have great taste. You kinda tap the pet treats against the open mouths of the baby animals on the poster to simulate the process of feeding them. Tastes good, doesn't it? You're almost certainly ruining their suppers. Deal with it, moms. It's a cute idea, but babies aren't really ready for dancing. Even animal babies, who are a lot more capable than, say, human babies. Human babies are kind of pathetic and helpless, all things considered. Ballet and computers. Spend enough time with either and you'll experience a lot of clicking! In all seriousness, the sensation of clicking hips is no joke, and you're glad you've been lucky enough not to experience it in your personal ballet journey. Your computer isn't a pet, but it is a treat. Sometimes. A lot of other times, it's just really frustrating. You wish there was some quick and easy way to buy pogs using the computer. And then maybe you could sell these for some fast cash. This chair is already occupied by a distinguished manthro chap who would not tolerate the insult of proximity to such garbage. Beanbags don't need treats, as they are but seats. And butt seats. One doesn't become the prima ballerina of a world-famous dance company by sitting in beanbag chairs all day. One becomes that by only sitting in beanbag chairs after practicing for hours and maybe doing some puzzles and playing some video games and checking one's sites, and, you know, you do have a lot of interests, actually. Oh, no. No. From the back of the box. The bold, invasive genetic procedures that produced the manthrochaps in all their resplendence also left them with a debilitating allergy to almost all forms of sustenance. Feed your manthrochaps from their wet whistle flasks, or not at all, lest they suppurate, then separate. You're not 100% sure what that last part is, or if it's an actual thing that your toy can do, but you are 100% sure that you don't want to see it. And you get the feeling that it involves an unfortunate amount of pus for a toy. That would be very unfortunate indeed. You're good, but you're not sure you're ready to perform for such a gentle manthro of breeding. What if he gave you a scathing review in his gossip periodical? You'd be ruined! These little relics of cultural offal are so far beneath his dignity you are unsure he'd even perceive them. Make a little stack of them and he'd be sure to slip on his invisible hazard, possibly falling to his death. What an enticing and perplexing mystery for the Manthrochap Justice Division. The sill is a little too narrow for you to dance on it. You've hurled treats down to your dog before, but you usually open the window first. There also usually aren't any monsters flying around directly outside your window, ready to swoop in and tear your face off at the first opportunity. You're tempted to dump these out the window and let Captain Planet sort it out, but what if a bird thought it was food and tried to eat it? Birds can be pretty dumb. Ballet demands strong legs. Probably even more so if those legs are covered in powerful armor. The bounty hunter must have very strong legs. Toned, too. The part where you get to be friends with the cute baby monster was the best. You've never actually finished this game, but you assume the cute baby monster eventually goes off to Monster College and becomes a monster doctor, and it's beautiful. Oh, the bounty hunter just has no time for garbage discs. She's too busy being incredible and good and strong and brave and beautiful and... Ballet and tap? What is this, 1937 Ginger Rogers film Shall We Dance? No, it is not. It's Star Avenue. Because we're focusing on stars here, obviously. Obviously. Five husbands and no kids. Old Ginger has the right idea. No kids and no men. The right idea. No stupid crap like pogs all over your nice hardwood floors. Just sapphic yearning and nothing in the way of it. Hey, that's a nice lamp. Wonder if that'll come up later. Oh, she's a treat, no mistake. Just look at that smile. That dress! Ah, those legs. So, okay, you didn't mean to be a perv, but... Jeez! Ginger! You gracefully avoid thinking about Bubsy. It's an exquisite use of your skills. You're not going to encourage this guy any further. Yeah, there's some Bubsies in the mix. A branding synergy forged in the fires of hell. Block Hustle is a much better game than Pogs, which can barely be called a game at all. You envision the pet treat slowly, carefully descending to complete a line. The line disappears, but the treat lingers. Ain't that always how it goes? Block Hustle, like ballet, is from Russia. Okay, ballet isn't from Russia, but they do a lot of ballet there, and you like to form connections between the things you're interested in, even if they are a little tenuous, because, you know, light, entanglements, meaning. But that's obviously not connected to this game at all. Not at all. It's amazing the way the publisher's been able to gracefully sidestep releasing this game in your country. You are sure that if they ever do release it, their marketing campaign will be just as graceful. Can you make friends with enemies in Second Mom? You hope so. A game that would let you befriend your enemies instead of killing them would be just the best in your book. You read a rumor on the net, a ridiculous rumor, that there might be second mom pogs. Scratch and sniff ones, stinky ones. You were so mad at this outrageous lie that you immediately turned your computer off without even shutting it down first? You didn't even regret it much. Like, 60% of these are Mortal Kombat, but that's less of a game and more of a long national nightmare of excessive violence and mediocre gameplay. Lots of these games have cute pets in them, as cute pets, yes or no, is one of the primary criteria in your purchase matrix. It takes a graceful step to avoid tripping on these as you make your way across the bedroom. Luckily, you have grace to spare. Ooh, that's an interesting way to phrase that. You gently place a pet treat on the eject button, and press it up and down a couple times, making it bounce a bit. Excellent. You retrieve the pet treat. Wow, it's the best and worst toys in the entire house. Maybe in the entire world? Maybe in any world. Okay, let's not go crazy. The TV is hooked up to your SNES and nothing else, so the only music you could dance to would be video game music. Not to say you haven't, of course, it's just kind of embarrassing. You mush the pet treat against the TV. You like to do this when there's a cute dog in one of your games, or a cute cat, or almost any other animal, really. They don't even have to be cute. You just like doing this. Some Pogs feature characters from TV shows, but you guess that's more expensive, because a lot of them are just random garbage, as opposed to the others which are licensed specific garbage. This movie is kind of like ballet, in that it's beautiful and pretty long and kind of sad and doesn't really make a lot of sense, and then it just ends. Also, there's a big white dog, although that similarity might be unique to your personal ballet experiences. Yeah, you can see some of the ballet influence happening there. That's sort of ballet-like. From a certain angle. Oh, ballet is already very spooky. Like 90% of ballets are about a doll coming to life or a swan trying to kill a clown or something surreal and vaguely upsetting like that. I mean, that might be top secret or from a movie or something, but that's just thinking musically, probably. You don't let it bug you. You lose yourself in the movement. Grace and power, light and dark, virtue and vice. The duality of Acorn and her shadow would make for a pretty great ballet, assuming the dancers could adapt to performing in two-person horse costumes. Princess Sheikah sometimes dances with the animals, and sometimes she dances with her cousin, Baroness Kitsune. You aren't actually sure how they're cousins, since they don't seem to share any other relatives, but they sure do say they're cousins a lot. Especially when they're dancing real close. Princess Sheikah has the best treats. All of the wounded animal magical animal companions are so excited when she opens her treats basket galaxy and shares them with everyone. It's your favorite part, besides the healing. You love the healing. No, Magical Animal Companion Heal Rescue is a Japanese Japanimation. They do not have Pogs in Japan. You think? I haven't personally checked or anything. The colorful aesthetic and slightly too dark for children tone of Acorn's shadow lends itself well to Pogs, you're forced to admit. It doesn't make you like Pogs more. It just makes you like Acorn's shadow a little less. Nope, they don't have Pogs in Canada yet. Lucky jerks. Lucky, polite, sweet, socially conscious, indigenous, mass-murdering, still colonialist jerks. The Tale of the Haunted Pet Tree. That's all you got so far. You're still workshopping it. Oh, gosh, you don't know if these are safe for luck dragons. Just kidding, everything is safe for luck dragons because they are not real, and as such they are not ever in any actual danger. They would make great pets. This movie predated the whole Pog explosion by like a decade, so there aren't any Pogs in it. A big point in its favor, frankly. Oh, it's a treat, alright. No pets allowed, though. Looking at your hot steppin' poster and then at these stupid Pogs, it can be hard to believe that you and your brother are actually related. You don't actually dwell on it, though, because you're already back to looking at your poster and not about thinking about how that hinted that maybe you and your brother aren't really related. You suppose you could fit Pogs in each of the little windows and make a miniature Pog museum if you were so inclined? You know, like a webcomic and panels? You're not, though. You're more inclined not to. They don't quite fit. Maybe you could use them to block a column, adding an extra level of strategy to the game and adding an extra layer of treat crumbs to your carpet. With those checkers scattered all over the floor, you'd break your leg. Both of them, even. Well, probably not both legs. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I'm sorry, that got a little personal. Breaking both your legs at once will do that to a gal. You keep your dance practice clothes in here. Sprinkling crumbled pet treats in your desk sounds like a great way to get a bunch of new pets. Some ants. These are Jude's, and you don't want to give them any more reason to fail to snoop around in your room. Also, they're garbage, and you don't want them on your dresser. You don't want to get this garish garbage anywhere near your beautiful print. What kind of dog would she be? An emponte? Wow. Wow, that was terrible. The ballerina in this print is your inspiration. She looks so graceful and fluid. You hope to one day look like either of those things. Nope, you're not writing anything in here about carrying around Jude Pogs. Frankly, you've already forgotten about carrying them as hard as you can. Whoa, what are these weird garbage discs in your hand? You shove them in your pocket for later disposal. Your mom wouldn't have liked Pogs. You see, she had style, and grace, and taste. You've never played Pogs with your dog. That would be ridiculous. You hate Pogs, and you love dogs. Your dog loves your ballet. They make a very good audience, as long as they don't get distracted by like a bug going by, or a distant sound only they can hear, or any number of other things. And dogs are pretty easy to distract. Oh, if only you'd given a treat to your dog when he had the chance. Hey, this is another treat. More treats. Lots of treats. Treats for days. All the treats in the world. You will have another chance, of course, because your dog is fine. I'm just... I'm a little worried about your dog out there, regretting any and all past instances of treat withholding, that's all. Wow, rude. Neither you nor your mom look like any kind of pet. Jeez. Your mom was, in your amateur opinion and in the professional opinion of many experts who you very much respect, one of the greatest ballerinas who ever lived. Though she passed when you were really young, before you could ever see her dance, you have a few tapes of her performances, and you could, of course, track down more. But you know that only so many of her performances were recorded. And once you see them all, that'll be it. You won't ever see your mom doing anything that's new to you ever again. So you save them. If you're patient, if you're really good, and you save them for the absolute best days, the ones you want to share with her. And the absolute worst days. The days you just really, really need to see her. And you might be able to make them last a long, long time. You hope. Nothing in here about all the treats you've given to your dog. Outrageous! Why are diaries never useful for that kind of thing? It's always just a bunch of baloney about feelings when what you really need is pet snacks data. You could probably stand to write about ballet more. Then, when you're a famous ballerina, you can publish your secret second diary, the one for publication, to give inspiration to kids like you. You know, as if you were a muse. If you were one day in the spotlight.
That'd be a really great thing for a famous person to do, and also a nice little sideline income for you. But it'd be kind of embarrassing to have everyone read all your other thoughts and feelings. Like if you were a muse of light, and every one of your thoughts and feelings became canon, and so was broadcast to the world at large for them to consume and disseminate as if it were public domain, and not someone's privately held extremely personal thoughts. And then they just hash them out publicly, and then, you find a wiki entry on Baldur's Gate 2 for someone who has your exact name and backstory and stigmata, and it's a speed run of how to fuck them as quickly as possible. I'm sorry, was that too personal? I don't have any complexes about visibility or anything. I'm just a muse of light. Just musing. Maybe you should start keeping a second, less embarrassing, intended for publication diary. I really wish I had one of those brainwaves. That would be nice. So then people could at least see the cool version of me. The cooler Jenny? I'd like that. The one they see not very cool. That'd probably be more marketable anyway. I did it. Fucking did it. I cleared the room. That sounds like an excellent way to break both your legs right next to an attic staircase without even having to fall down it. Hey, again, with that, my ankles hurt just saying that. Come on. It's such a loose pile. Your tap dancing would probably blast it to pieces. Foreshadowing is a literary device. You got this toy caterpillar so you could learn how to cure caterpillar diseases, but it turns out plush caterpillars don't get sick. Still pretty cute, though. Your natural grace inspires him to immediately start spinning a chrysalis. He's gonna be a butterfly, but pronto. Like God tier, Trying to shake him loose, huh? No such luck, he gripped on tight. He's also placed such that if you were to tap dance near him, you'd likely break your ankle on the stairs. Clever little guy. You already put this inside one stuffed animal, and this one doesn't even have an accessible womb. But maybe he'd be willing to spin a little chrysalis for it? Nothing. I guess you have left him on the attic stairs for a while. No, he has his own treats. They're like these little plastic apples that stick to his mouth with magnets or something. Yes. You gotta see it in action again sometime. It's phenomenal. You offer him one with a picture of a graffiti apple on it. It says bad to the core. He's totally not into it, and you can't blame him. That's not even a pun. That's not even anything. It'd get lost or broken or stolen or worse. You don't know what's worse than those things, but it's clearly on the table if you dump your precious treasure in this loose pile of crap. However, that sounds like a great way to end up with rats in the attic stairway. Wait, you think back to your zoo books. Rats don't just spontaneously generate inside cluttered houses in rural areas, even if you do scatter pet treats around these nice rodent-friendly junk piles. Squirrels now. You'd get squirrels in a heartbeat. Those do spontaneously generate. Honestly, there's probably some pogs in this pile of junk already. Like frickin' roaches. You're loath to touch it and disturb whatever astronomically improbable equilibrium is at play. Best to just leave it be. You study the Slinky. Its grace. Its poise. To hold that position for years, neither faltering nor giving the impression of total silliness. Always the suggestion that in the next instant it may tumble forward from potential to kinetic, melting from solid to liquid. Oh, that this too solid flesh might thaw and resolve into a dew. That is ballet. Ribbit. Your percussive pitter-patter might jostle it loose. Also, you have a real risk of breaking your dang neck tap dancing down the stairs like that. Wow, when considered together, these popular toys are actually pretty terrible. You're sort of astonished that anyone's ever had fun with them. Despite its cute name, Slinky is not a pet. Slinky is more like an instrument, or an appliance, or maybe like an objet d'art? Ah, c'est bon. There we go. As you approach the spiraling coils of the Slinky with your heirloom in hand, the metal gets a little warm, and it begins to vibrate slightly. Just as quickly as it started, it stops. You don't think it has anything to do with opening the attic door, but that certainly was weird. A bunch of stuff that should be moved into the attic. There's some toys here too that you don't play with that much anymore. Basically a pile of useless trash. Nothing. Well, if it doesn't swing open for ballet, I guess you'll just have to find a key. Trying to shake the door off the hinges with your percussive taps, eh? No dice. You're lucky you didn't fall down the stairs and break both your legs just all the way in half, each leg flying off in a different direction. Completely gross. Can we please stop talking about this? God damn game. God and damn. In a perfect world, you could just slip all these under the door. You'd be rid of them, and they'd be in the attic where they belong. But that would be pretty mean to Jude, especially since you have no idea where the attic key is. No pets on the other side. You think, but there's no animals on the other side. You think. You hope! This doesn't go to the attic door. That'd be kind of anticlimactic, you think, not to mention a little too obvious. On the rare occasions he is home, Pa can be heard bumping around up here while tending to his hoard of stupid antique trash. Or priceless artifacts, you mean? No, you really don't. It's locked, but you need to get in here as soon as you can. You peer through the keyhole. Weird. What the heck was that thing? And how long has it been there? Hey, the attic door is locked.
Croaks, forgot about that. Tactical blunder on my part, over.
It's fine, no big deal. Just left the safety of my room to be eaten by monsters in the hallway because my dorky brother sent me to the safety of the wrong side of a locked...
Is it not fine? Over.
Dude!
Panic not necessary. Still need to get you to attic, over.
For safety, right? Well, whatever. I'm trusting you, I guess.
Appreciate that, over.
Although so far, it hasn't really paid off.
Joey, please, just need you to head to trophy room, over.
Oh, gross. I hate that place. Why does he even need a special trophy room when our whole house is just his dumping ground for whatever garbage he picks up on his stupid adventures?
We'll find key to attic there. Mysterious whims of absent father not relevant, over.
Fine.
Over and out.
So, head to the trophy room?
Affirmative, over.
Got it.
Over and out.
The hallways seem spookier from this side. Frankly, you feel a little spookier yourself, just basking in its spookiness aura. And I believe this is where we will pick up next time. It was fun. I went a bit over time from what I was planning, but Didn't want to miss anything. Anyways, thank you for coming to the stream. I'm obviously trying to get a little bit back into more regularly, so hopefully I can get back to 1 or 2 a week. We'll see. But there's Hiveswap. Next time, hopefully I'll be able to finish the downstairs section of the house and head back up to the attic to use the portal. Hope you have a good night. Thank you for coming, and have a lovely week. I will talk to you later. Mwah. Thank you for coming to streams. Baka. Baka, baka, baka. Well, that's it for today. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye. Mwah.